Hey everyone, Theron Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight, we're going to go to the Shenandoah division. We're going to talk to Mr. Jason Shipton. Jason won the BFL tournament last year in the Shenandoah division on the Potomac River. So we're very excited to talk to last year's champion. We're going to talk to him a little bit about his tournament last year, what he predicts for this year. So it's going to be a lot of great content coming your way. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is very excited to announce we are doing a $2,500 giveaway for a very lucky angler at the end of the year. To enter that giveaway, I'm going to pop up a QR code here real quick. Take your phone, scan this code, enter this giveaway. Again, it's for $2,500. Do that right now. All right, thank you for entering that giveaway. If you weren't able to scan that code, the link is at the top of the description right below this video. So click that link, go ahead and get in. Again, it is for $2,500, and that winner will be selected at the end of the year. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. That way you get notified when all of our content is dropping. We've been having a really great time talking to all the BFL tournament anglers around the country. Also, check us out, Facebook and Instagram. That's Revital Outdoors. And if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we're a premium CBD company. We offer premium CBD products to all the outdoor enthusiasts out there. Outdoor enthusiasts go through a lot of ailments on the water and in the field. So if you have back problems, joint issues, any kind of discomfort, aches, sorenesses, anything like that, that's what our products are really designed for. So make sure you check them out on our website. You can purchase directly off our website. And again, remember, our products are THC-free and made right here in America. That being said, let's go ahead and get right into this podcast. Very excited to talk to Mr. Jason Shipton tonight. Jason, how you doing this evening?
I'm good, thanks.
Absolutely. I appreciate you coming on board tonight. First and foremost, congratulations on your win last year. Let's talk about the Potomac River a little bit. I've been there a couple of times myself. It's a great fishery. We've seen a lot of championship tournaments on that river. We've seen some All-American championships on that river. Just a phenomenal fishery. I think all the professional tournament organizations have been there at least once in the last 10 years. So what's so special about the Potomac River, and what do you like about it so much?
Well, I've been going there since the 90s. I like the fact you can fish hardcover, you can fish rock, you can fish wood, you can fish grass, deep or shallow. I mean, deep there is 6-7 feet, but most of your fish are 2 to 4 feet. But you can find good grass. You can fish shallow as you want or as deep as you want and catch fish. And there's fish all over, north, south. You can get out of the wind whenever you want. There's a lot of bait. I mean, there's a lot of pressure, but it's such a large area, it can handle it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I've heard in the last few years, so I say in the last few years, let's say go back to the 90s when you first started fishing the river. I heard there was a lot more water to fish back then than there is now. Do you feel that to be true? And if so, why is that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They, around 9/11 and stuff, they put a lot of stuff off limits between the military bases, a couple islands, a lot of spawning areas that you can't get to anymore. You're not allowed in there, which just saves the fish, but it definitely affects your pattern that you used to fish over the years. There's just a lot more off-limit areas, it's all right. There's still plenty of water to fish. So, I mean, I can spend 2 weeks there and not cover everything that I want to. So I just usually find a pattern and then roll with it and run north and south and then play the wind. That's the biggest thing, the wind and the tide, because that wind can blow. Even if the tide's right, if that water gets dirty, you got to get out of that dirty water.
I would have to agree with you. I'd have to agree with you. Funny story, looking back, I fished the FLW Tour as a co-angler back in 2015. And my day one draw, I won't mention his name, but day one, he told me, he said, we're fishing an area that I know we can catch fish, but it's going to be kind of tricky because it's bumping up against Quantico.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, no big deal, And he's like, man, I'm looking at the map. I'm studying the off limits. I think I got it down, but we're going to be close. So just don't be alarmed, whatever like that. I'm like, okay. So we get out there. We're fishing this morning. He catches like a 3-pounder on a chatterbait real quick, catches another like 3.5-pounder on a chatterbait as well. I'm throwing a buzzbait. I catch one keeper. And right as I'm getting that to the boat, here come 2 marine vessels right after us, fully automatic weapons, everything. And needless to say, we didn't stick around very long. We had to apologize. We're very sorry. But they're like, this is Quantico. You're in the no limits boundaries. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't really care to fish here anymore. We're catching fish, but this don't look fun.
No, so, you can't win that battle. You got to leave.
No, so they were polite about it, but when you're seeing guys with a lot of heavily armored boats floating around you, it's kind of eerie to say the least. So
Oh yeah, even like up around DC, you'll see a 50 cal in the front of a boat.
Yeah, that's nothing. I mean, yeah, that's nothing. So it is DC. There is a lot of governing power there, so don't mess with that. Definitely know your boundaries for sure. But Jason, one thing I know about Potomac is there's a lot of tides. It can be pretty tricky. What's your experience with the tides? Is it something that you use to your advantage, or you just kind of roll with it, or how is it fishing the tides for you?
I try and get like the high tides. I'll get to areas where the fish can't get away, can't get up into the bushes. Get on a bluff wall or something. Where it can just pin them up against the side of the bank, and they can't get back into the trees. And low tide, just the opposite. You want to be around those bushes where it sucks the water out of them drainages and pulls that bait right out to you. Now there's a lot of drainages. You just got to find which ones has a good bait in it. Which is. So then you have to find the clear water too coming out of it. Some of them pumping chocolate milk, and some of them crystal clear. So, well, crystal clear for down there is, a little stained, but
you can see a spinnerbait, a chartreuse spinnerbait, go down 4 feet instead of just 2 feet. So
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, that's clear water for sure. So, well, talk to us a little bit. What's kind of your bait selection? Like, I know you won the tournament last year. Were you fishing fast? Were you fishing reaction baits? Were you maybe slowing down with a piece of plastic, or kind of give us an idea what you were doing?
Well, in practice, I use faster baits, locate a couple of fish, get some waypoints. That way I know there's more than just one fish, or hope that there is. And then in the tournament, I'll slow down with plastics, unless the tide's ripping pretty good, but I'll slow down with plastics and pick it apart. So that seems to pay off a lot better. Not sticking a bunch of fish. Catch one, mark it if it's a good one. If not, just remember that spot, because it might be the best spot you have. But run around and get your best spots, and wherever you catch your biggest fish, that's what I do. I pick it apart, and they don't live alone, Down there, when you catch a fish, there's more in that area. You might have to mix it up a little bit, but there's fish around you right there.
That was going to lead me to my next question. It kind of sounds like you believe that they kind of group up on the river. So if you're getting bit, you're that's a bigger signal than what you think just catching one fish.
Absolutely, yep. And it doesn't matter if it's hardcover or grass. There's more than one there.
Yep. Right. So okay. I know the Potomac River has always been notorious as a river that's really good in the summertime, post spawn. How do you think it factors in the springtime? You think it's better? Do you think there's a lot more fish that can be caught? Or do you really have to pay attention to those tides and really, slow down? And once you get bit, you've got to pick those areas apart.
They're grouped up tighter. I mean, you'll catch more fish in an hour in the spring than what you will in the summer. You might catch 2 every hour. In the spring, you might catch 20 and then not catch a fish for 4 hours and then catch 5 or 6 more, So it varies.
Right. Okay. Well, I know that tournament you won last year is coming up in the next couple of weeks. Give us an idea. What are we looking at weight-wise to win and weight-wise to cash a check?
I'm thinking right around 20, 19 to 20 to win, probably 15 to get a check.
Okay. So pretty basic for around that area this time of year. I know that kind of falls in line with Bugs Island and Smith Mountain and some of the other lakes that are around the Potomac River area. So that sounds really good. One last question before I let you go. Actually, I got 2 more questions.
Sure.
How many keepers did you catch last year?
I probably threw back 4 to 5 limits that would have won that tournament. That day.
Night.
But it's not always like that. I was on them pretty good. I didn't know it in practice. I just figured there would be a good limit there, maybe 2 limits. I didn't know there was that many fish. I didn't stick around to find out. When I found them, there was nobody else around. They were on a piece of wood, actually 2 pieces of wood, and they were probably 50 yards apart, and I caught all them fish off those 2 pieces of wood.
Wow. So not every day you can catch 20 keeper bites in the tournament. So, but definitely a good inkling, to walk away with the victory and it's your day. What about as a co-angler in this event coming up? What would you say to a co-angler that never been to the Potomac River, the Potomac River before, not really sure what to bring, what would you suggest?
I would say bring your Senkos, bring your chatterbaits, and if it's June, bring a frog. But don't be afraid to throw a Carolina rig around once in a while. That'll really surprise you, even there.
I got you. So, all right, sounds good. And then one last question, just for shits and grins. Have you ever had any trouble with the osprey that live on Potomac?
The osprey?
Yeah, I've heard stories. As crazy as it sounds, I've heard of stories of guys throwing top waters and different baits near the surface, and the osprey are attacking them.
I've had more trouble with the ospreys attacking me, like circling around my head, like when I get near the nest. You know what I mean? They're just
right.
They don't come too close, but within 5 feet of you, swooping down, making noises. But as far as my lures, they'll go down and look at it, but I've never had one pick it up.
Okay. I got you. So, well, Jason, before we let you go, I know looking at your social media, you got a great support system. You got some people that support you there around the Potomac area. So anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Sure. Sneaky Hollow Bait Company. They make a lot of the baits that I use. Tubes and brush hogs and stuff like that, Senkos. U.S. Trades, they were a maiden sponsor for mine for a couple years there. They got me on the water more often. I got to fish some coasters and stuff. So that helped a lot, because the more time you're out there, it doesn't matter if you're on the bank, if you're on the water in a boat. The more you're out there, the better off you are, the more you learn. So I'd like to thank my family. Without their support, I wouldn't be here either, There's a lot to take care of at home when you're not home. So
absolutely.
That's about it.
Absolutely. So, well, Jason, really appreciate your time this evening. Again, for all the listeners out there, you've been talking to Mr. Jason Shipton. He won the Potomac River tournament last year, the BFL tournament on the in the Shenandoah division. So we wish him the best of luck this year. We wish all the tournament anglers fishing the BFLs in 2022 the best of luck. Make sure before you get off here, you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you get notified when all of our content is dropping. And then make sure you hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. Enter that $2,500 giveaway. We're very excited to draw that winner at the end of the season. So from all of us at Revital Outdoors, thanks for tuning into this podcast. I'm Theron Asbury. As always, we wish everyone the best of luck out there this year. Be safe. God bless. And we'll talk to everyone very, very soon.